All right, let's talk about something that is absolutely essential to riding. Really, truly knowing your machine. And hey, I'm not just talking about keeping it looking good. We're diving into the skills that make a good ride not just great, but more importantly, safe. Let's get right into it.
So, let me ask you a question, and I want you to really think about it. Is your bike truly ready for the road? I don't just mean will it start up. I mean, do you trust it? Like really trust it? With your life, every single time you swing a leg over? That's what we're going to figure out today.
Because here's the bottom line. The one thing you should take away from all of this, your safety on two wheels, it doesn't start with your helmet or your jacket. It starts right there, in the garage. Knowing how to take care of your bike, well, that's not just a hobby, my friend. It's the single most important piece of safety gear you will ever own.
Okay, so where do you even begin? We start with the basics, the foundation of it all, the minor service. Think of this as your bike's annual physical. It's that yearly ritual that keeps everything in check and running healthy.
So what does that actually mean? Well, basically, it's a yearly check-in, or around every 6,000 kilometers. We're swapping out the essential fluids that do the most work, and we're giving the whole bike a really good once-over, just to make sure nothing's loose or worn out. It's kind of like a spring cleaning for your engine.
Now, the absolute heart of the minor service is the oil change. And here's a pro tip for you. Always warm up the engine for a couple of minutes before you start draining. It gets that oil nice and thin so all the old grimy stuff flows right out. After that, it's pretty straightforward. Drain the old stuff, swap in a new filter, and fill her up. But listen, don't let that simplicity fool you. Fresh oil is the absolute lifeblood of your engine.
Okay, with the oil done, it's time for the safety inspection. And these points, these are non-negotiable. We're talking about your tires, your only two patches of contact with the road, your brake pads, the things that stop you, your chain and sprockets, what actually gets the power to the wheel, and of course, making sure your lights and horn work so you can see and be seen. Don't just glance at these. This is you having a real conversation with your bike, listening to what it needs.
And speaking of tires, I want you to remember this number. 1.6 millimeters. That is the legal minimum tread depth. But let's be honest with each other. That is the bare absolute minimum. If you're anywhere close to that, you are really pushing your luck, especially if it starts to rain. Don't wait for a ruler to tell you your tires are shot. You'll feel it. Trust your gut.
All right, so you've got the minor service down. You're feeling good, feeling confident. Awesome. Now, every couple of years, it's time to level up and go a little deeper. Welcome to the major service.
So this is your deep dive, happening about every 2 years or every 12 to 18,000 kilometers. We do everything from the minor service, so the oil change, the safety checks, all of that, and then we start getting into the real nitty-gritty of the machine.
What's on the list? Well, first, we give the engine a new set of lungs by replacing the air filter. Then, we give it a fresh spark of life with new spark plugs for easy starts. And then, the valve clearance check. This is just making sure the tiny gaps inside the top of the engine are perfect. It is absolutely crucial for keeping your engine running smooth, powerful, and healthy for the long haul.
Now, I gotta pause here because this is important. Checking the valve clearances is one thing, but actually adjusting them, that is a whole different level of technical skill. And you know what? There is absolutely no shame in knowing your limits. In fact, it's one of the smartest things a rider can do. If you are not 100% sure, take it to a pro. Seriously.
Next up, it's time for a full fluid detox. We are flushing out all the old, tired fluids. Your brake fluid, over time, actually absorbs water from the air. And water in your brake lines is a recipe for total brake failure. And your coolant? It breaks down and loses its ability to protect your engine from overheating. So we get all the old stuff out and get all the fresh stuff in.
And finally, the grand finale. We check the very skeleton of your bike. We're checking the steering, the wheels, the swing arm, looking for any unwanted wobble or play. We're lubing up the cables so they're buttery smooth. And then we get out the torque wrench and check every critical nut and bolt. No guesswork, we do it by the book. And then comes the best part of the whole job, the test ride, where you feel all that hard work come together.
So, you've done all this incredible work. You've gotten your hands dirty. Now how do you keep track of it all? Simple. You write it down. Meet your new secret weapon, the maintenance logbook. So why bother? Well, think of this little notebook as your bike's biography. It's a clear history for you, so you never have to guess when you last did something. It can even help you spot problems down the road. And hey, when it's finally time to sell your bike, a detailed logbook, that tells a potential buyer that this machine was cared for,
It literally adds value to your bike.
And look, it doesn't have to be complicated. Just the basics. The date, the mileage, what you did, and any important notes like what kind of oil you used or that you replaced the brake pads. That's it. It's a 2-minute habit that'll pay you back for years. Just make it part of the ritual. Every time you wrench, you write. Simple as that.
So there you have it. You now have the knowledge. You have the power to keep your bike safe and running perfectly. The only question left is, what are you waiting for? What's the first thing you're going to tackle this weekend? Get out there, get your hands a little dirty, and make that bike truly yours. Ride safe, everyone.